things are going great right now. You've got a record of 6 wins and 1 loss. You're in first place in your division. It's hard not to be pleased. I know you're a coach and you're never 100% satisfied, but boy, you must be feeling pretty good the way things have gone lately.
Yeah, well, I'm extremely proud of the guys and how they've come together this summer. Our record is very good right now. Not finished yet, and we're excited to keep moving forward and see what the future brings for us.
What's been the recipe for success, in your opinion? What are some of the things that you looked at and say to yourself, you know what, this is why we're winning football games? Obviously, you draw up a game plan at the beginning of the season with things you'd like to see happen that you believe will lead to success, but some of those things are obviously happening, Brandon. What are some of those keys?
Some of the keys, I think, to our team being successful is the fact that the guys trust one another. I think that's huge on this football program with 12 guys on the field. And everyone plays a different role, but you look at our defense, and it's outstanding right now. They haven't allowed a touchdown in 4 games, which is incredible. Our D-line trusts our linebackers trust our secondary. Everyone does their job. And as a result, we come away with some wins.
We're talking to Brandon Eaket, the head coach of the Waterloo Region Senior Varsity Predators team. They play at home tomorrow night at Warrior Field at 8:30, looking to finish off the regular season and their home schedule with another victory. That would make them 7-1. Of course, we won't get ahead of ourselves, but size up the matchup for us, Brandon, tomorrow night. You're playing Oakville. What are you expecting there, and how do you need to play to come away with a victory?
What I've seen from Oakville, they are a tough team. Their defense is very tough. They played Sault Ste. Marie, very tough, and we're expecting their very best. It's a team that, on offense, for them, they come from all over the field. You can't really be predictable with what plays they're going to be running, so it makes them a dangerous team. Our guys got to stay disciplined, understand what their roles are, do their job, and I think that if they do that, they'll be able to come out with a win, and we'll be 7-1.
Here's one thing I can predict. Your defensive backs will probably have an interception tomorrow night. Seem reasonable?
I think that's reasonable. I don't think there's been a game this summer where they haven't had one. They are probably the best secondary in the league, and I don't say that lightly.
And you've seen a lot of football, and you know what makes a quality defense. And I'm going to throw a couple of names at you because I want to give a shout out to some of these kids. Kalen Fraser, pick 6 last week. Kyle Poshner, interception. Ethan Fish. It wasn't about the interception. I remember there was one play where the ball was hucked down the field and he just knocked it away from the receiver. It wasn't anything flashy. It's not a play that generally makes the highlights, but those are the kind of plays that make a difference in winning football games, right? It's little things like that. Paul Szymanski, outstanding. Brendan Perozzo. What can you say about this core group, and what is it about them that allows them to be as good as they are, in your opinion?
Yeah. Absolutely. No one on our team that I don't like, obviously, but these guys are outstanding kids. High character guys. And every time they hit the field, they're wanting to get better. What I do appreciate about them and what makes them so good and have had so much success this summer is that they're unselfish players. They're not looking to do anybody else's job. They're looking to do their job. And as a result, they're coming away with highlight plays. Just the week prior in North Halton, Ethan Fish could have probably had 3 interceptions again, but he was doing his job, making sure that he wasn't over pursuing, and we came away with the win in that one. So you look at Paul and Kyle and Perozzo and Dylan Hillier, who's going to McMaster, as well as Kalen Fraser and Kieran O'Donnell. Those guys are absolutely outstanding. I can't speak enough about them, but it's the fact that they work well together. They're unselfish. And they're ready to do anything for the team that can win with the win.
And we're just talking about the defense. We haven't even got into the offense yet. And I think that's one of the things with this group and with this team is that you've got a nice balance between obviously the defensive players you just mentioned, but you look at the offense and you've got 3 very capable quarterbacks in Matt Dahmer, Adam Shoemaker, Sam Heptich. Tanner Nelms might be one of the best running backs in the region, and he's going to be highly recruited when he comes out of Guelph St. James. So give us a sense of the offense too, because it's overall, it takes 3 phases to win in football, right? And boy, oh boy, I think you're clicking in all 3 right now.
Yeah, I think that's something that I've noticed as well, is that we are a well-rounded team. we can come from anywhere on the field and we can make plays when it's required. And you speak with the quarterbacks and Matt Dahmer and Shoemaker and Sam. They are, all three of them could start in any other team in this league. They're phenomenal quarterbacks, but even more so, they're great leaders. They never take a play off. They're always pushing the guys around them. And I can't speak any more about them because their leadership is infectious, and that's what's kind of propelled their offense. And you talk about Tanner Nelms, wow.
He is wow, isn't he? When you and I were chatting on the sidelines last week and we were talking about interceptions and this and that and defensive backs, the first thing that you said was, did you see Tanner Nelms rip off that run down the field? He's explosive. The kid he can make things happen.
Yeah, he's a once in a while kind of talent. He's phenomenal. He's one of the most unselfish people I've ever met. He's ready to do anything for the team. And whenever he does score a touchdown, and believe me, he's scored plenty this summer.
He scored a few.
He's more worried about his O-line and ensuring that that they're good to go and giving the credit to them. And he's just taking the whole great season and finding space and powering through. So that kid will be, if not the highest recruited running back in Ontario, he'll be in the top 3 or 4 for sure.
I looked at your roster and I was checking it out and I was saying to myself, obviously it's local based, right? You've got a lot of players from District 8 and Wixa and a mix, but and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've got kids, so many different kids from Guelph, obviously St. James, Bishop, Mac. There's a lot of quality talent. You speak about Tanner Nelms, he's a Guelph St. James kid, but speak to the talent coming out of Guelph in District 10 as well.
The Guelph talent has helped propel us, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. These guys have talent, but what they do have is a dedication to football that is, in some cases, I see that may be lacking in the Waterloo region at sometimes. These guys coming out, they're staying up at their programs. They're propelling their programs, and we just give them an opportunity and a platform to show their skills. The Guelph guys are great. Our whole team was great. We got Shane coming over from Hanover. We've got guys coming from Cambridge, Waterloo, Oxford, Elmira. We are the region, and I think that is stated in what we put in our social media, is that we're not just a one area type team. We get guys from everywhere, and we bring them in to form a family, and each and every one of them fills a role in that family.
We're chatting with Brandon Eaket, the head coach of the Waterloo Region Predators senior varsity team, also known as the Region, according to Brandon, which is on a lot of the Predators' social media. Last question for you, Brandon. Just talk about the development of these kids. A lot of them, like you mentioned, Dylan Hillier, who's a Preston Panthers graduate, he's going off to McMaster University this fall. Tanner Nelms is going back to St. James. What's the focus for summer football? Obviously, it's development, but all of these kids are gearing up for their high school football season starting in September and or university football. When you look at it as a coach, what are some of the things you key on in trying to help get these players better for their respective seasons in the fall?
Well, my big thing is trying to get these guys to wherever they want to go. That means they want to go to university and play football there. I try to provide them with that opportunity, as well as that exposure to those schools. And when they step out and play for me, they're playing against the best in the province. They're not playing against some of the guys that play in high school with no football background. They come out and they play and compete against some of the best people positionally in the province. And when we go back to the high school, they've been playing. We will have 8 games. Hopefully we make it to the finals, which will be, they'll have 11 games under the belt. Going back to high school, which is, if you're a high school kid playing football and you don't have those 11 games, you don't have that high level of coaching, you don't have that that game experience as you would if you were playing summer football. So what it does is give them more experience, more time on the field, better competition, and as a result, when they go back to high school, they're the team captains. They're the best players on the team. And if you look at the Wixa All-Star list, the D8 All-Star list, the D10 All-Star list, it's full of our players.
Tomorrow night at 8:30, it is the Waterloo Region Predators looking to go 7-1. They're playing Oakville. The game kicks off at 8:30. This much we know, Brandon. You will play a home game on July 28th, the first round playoff game. So I know it's step by step, and I know it's goal by goal, but you've achieved one of them. I'm sure getting a home playoff game was something you had circled at the beginning of the season.
Yes, sir. I mean, we just want to finish off this game. We go with every game looking to win and expecting to win. And these games will be no different.
Awesome. Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate the time, and good luck tomorrow night, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
For more highlights, visit our website, 519sportsonline.ca. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.